Monkey D. Dragon is not a fraud. Spoilers for the One Piece manga ahead. Click away if you are not caught up. Monkey D. Dragon is potentially one of the strongest people in the One Piece verse, and many people have downplayed him recently because of his inability to act in recent chapters to save Ginny and other characters from the world government. I think that this actually highlights his commitment towards his actual goals. Monkey D. Dragon is not someone who's willing to sacrifice the entire revolutionary army just to save one person who at the end of the day doesn't have that much importance to the revolutionary army. Ginny was a leader figure in it, but she isn't someone who is essential to the goal and to the reputation of the revolutionary army, like someone such as Ivankov and Kuma would be. Even when Ivankov was imprisoned and impelled down, we do not see Dragon use the strength of the revolutionary army to attempt to break him out. This just shows that Dragon is very committed to the goal of freeing different islands from the grips of the world government and not from freeing his friends from prison. A lot of people see this as a character flaw. You know, they compare it to Luffy when the Straw Hats went and saved Robin from Enies Lobby. I think there's a big disconnect here that people aren't getting. In Enies Lobby, all of the Straw Hats were willing to risk their lives to save Robin. That would not be the case for the Revolutionary Army. Not all of the revolutionaries would have this commitment towards Ginny and towards Ivankov. All right, these individuals needed to get out of their situation themselves. That's what we see happen in Impelled Down. We see Ivankov take advantage of the situation with Luffy and the chaos, and Ivankov was able to showcase the strength of what he's developed for the Revolutionary Army within Impelled Down, but they weren't able to do it alone. He needed people such as Crocodile and Jinbei, people who are not part of the Revolutionary Army, although I'm certain that Jinbei certainly does have some connection, and Crocodile also, as we know from Impelled Down, has some connection to Ivankov and maybe not the Revolutionary Army. But we know Ivankov was one of the two founding members of the Revolutionary Army. Kuma was a third member, is what we later learn. A lot of people looking at all of this information, they see Dragon as just kind of like a background character for the Revolutionary Army. It makes no sense to me. Dragon is someone who is one of the most feared people by the world government. They call him the Insurgent Serpent. Like, there's so much evidence that shows Dragon is a character that you do not want to trifle with. The world government specifically has made him the most dangerous criminal in the world. That's not a title that is taken lightly, just like the world's strongest man. It took almost the entire strength of the Marines in order to take down Whitebeard. I'm certain that it would take a similar force in order to take down Dragon in the Revolutionary Army, if not more. Dragon is patiently waiting his time to strike. He's not going to send his force into a losing battle that has no true objective. The true objective of the Revolutionary Army is freedom from the world government. Freeing Ginny does not accomplish that goal, and a lot of people see that as weakness, but I actually think it shows strength. It shows his strength and his commitment towards his goal. Now, when we actually see Dragon get into action, which I'm certain we will see in the coming chapters, there's just been too much of him present and him not really doing too much. But like I said, this doesn't show his weakness. This shows something else. I think that when he goes into action, we will see him in a devil fruit form that is definitely serpent-like. I think when we look at the ship that he's on when he saves Sabo, this ship has a serpent on the side of it. There's so many signs that Dragon's ability is something serpent-related. So knowing this, I think when we see Dragon go into action, we should expect to see something like that. Another piece of evidence that highlights Dragon's devil fruit ability would be when he saves Sabo. When he comes back onto the boat with the rest of the Revolutionary Army, he kind of floats down on it. It's a very peculiar method of movement that we really haven't seen in One Piece. Like, he legitimately floats on to the boat. I think that this shows his devil fruit has a connection to the wind. And a lot of people, of course, have theorized that Dragon's devil fruit is wind related. Of course, when we see him save Luffy in the anime, the wind's like green and the sky's green, which is obviously highlighting like that there's something, manipulative happening in the environment. This is definitely the case now, I think. And when we see Dragon get into action, I think we'll see him use some powers similar to that, if not even stronger. I mean, he is the most dangerous criminal according to the world government. What we've seen so far have just kind of been like passive abilities, nothing of him actually using his strength let alone his haki, and I would assume Conqueror's haki. We know that Dragon has a dream, has a goal, and knowing Garp's strength and Luffy's Conqueror's haki, I would assume that potentially Dragon has it as well. Let me know what you guys think of this One Piece theory down in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next One Piece video.